By the 19th century, the peoples living in the region that would later become Nigeria had no common government. They had no common identity. They shared no political future. Yet, within a few decades, foreign powers would redraw their destinies forever through treaties, through trade monopolies, military conquests, and colonial ambition. Britain would unite hundreds of different peoples into a single political entity. That entity would become known as Nigeria. During the 1800s, European powers began competing aggressively for African territory. Britain, France, Germany, Belgium, Portugal, and Italy all wanted colonies. Africa possessed valuable resources, strategic trade routes, and vast economic opportunities. This competition became known as the Scramble for Africa, as Africa became the beautiful bride. In the year 1884, European leaders gathered in Berlin, Germany. No African ruler or leader was invited, yet decisions made there would affect millions of African lives. The conference established rules for dividing Africa among European powers. Colonial boundaries would increasingly reflect European interests and affiliations. Nothing, nothing had to do with African interest. Britain's first major instrument of control in the region was not a government. It was a company, the Royal Niger Company, led by businessman George Tubman Goldie. The company signed hundreds of treaties with local rulers through trade monopolies, diplomacy, and of course, the use of brutal force. It expanded British influence throughout the Niger Basin. Of course, not all African rulers accepted British control. In 1897, Britain launched a punitive expedition against the Kingdom of Benin. Benin was invaded. The city of Benin collapsed. The royal palace was destroyed. Thousands of artworks were looted. Many of those famous Benin bronzes remain outside Nigeria till this day. And the British expansion continued northward. In the early 1900s, British forces defeated the Sokoto Caliphate, one of Africa's largest Islamic states, came under colonial rule. The North would now become part of Britain's growing protectorate. During the same 1900s, Britain administered two separate territories, the Northern Protectorate and the Southern Protectorate. They were governed differently, they developed differently, and generated different revenue income flows. At the center of Britain's colonial project stood one man, Lord Frederick Lugard, soldier, administrator, colonial strategist. Lugard himself believed the territories should be governed as one unit. So thus came the concept of amalgamation. The reason for amalgamation was not for national unity, it was for economics. The Northern Protectorate generated insufficient revenue. The Southern Protectorate, especially Lagos, generated substantial income. And Britain believed that combining both territories would reduce administrative costs and improve efficiency. And so the decision was made. On the 1st of January 1914, the Northern and the Southern Protectorates were officially merged. The colony of Lagos was included. Thus, a new political entity was born. Welcome Nigeria. Surprisingly and interestingly, the name Nigeria did not come from any Nigerian people. It was proposed by British journalist and girlfriend to Lord Lugard, Flora Shaw. She derived the name from the River Niger, though later she got married to Lord Lugard. The name would eventually become one of the most recognized names in Nigeria, in Africa, and the entire world. In 1914, Britain had succeeded in creating a new country. But creating a country is not the same as creating a nation. Hundreds of peoples had been joined together without their general and common volition. They had not chosen to become one. The consequences of that decision would shape Nigeria's future for generations. But what still is the inability of the Nigerian people, to come together, look each other in the face, agree and declare that we, the people of Nigeria. This is August Reports. Remember to like our page, share our page, send in your comments and subscribe. Thank you.